Yo, what's going on, people? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live. We are live. We're here. FA Cup winners. Yeah? Put some respect on our name. We're here. We're here. We're locked in. We got man like CK in the building wearing a retro 99 shirt. Come on. What are you telling me?
Man, this trophy dopamine is hitting like crack, brother. I can't explain it enough. What a good feeling. What a great way to... I'm so happy we don't play another game after this. End the season like this. End on a high for everyone, for all the players. Man, I'm just so happy, man. We all deserve it. The fans deserve it. The players deserve it. The coaches deserve it for getting through this grueling season. And one thing, you know, they never gave up. This group of players never, ever gave up. They never down tools, no matter how hard the run got. They always tried and always continued to fight to the last day. And that goes with the manager and all the coaches and everyone within the club as well. So I'm just so happy for everyone. I'm happy for all of us, and that we get to celebrate it together.
All right, Griggs, man, stop showing your haircut, man. What are you saying, Griggs, man?
My mom would do something, bro. I know it's just the FA Cup, but it's just a special feeling, man. It's just, bro, like TK said, that trophy dopamine. I'm ready to run through a brick wall right now. I've just been so gassed since the moment that final whistle blew, and just the people that scored, the performance from the players, like CK mentioned, they never gave up. That's the one thing you can always give this credit. And one thing I realized, when the whole world against us, we rise.
There you go, man. We got Staffy 2008 flag right there. Come on.
Listen, bro, this flag was on my shoulders since the league in 2006, 2007, and it's back on my shoulders today. This flag here, let me tell some of these ops that are sitting in this flag here, first of all, is older than most of you guys, and this flag right here has seen more trophies than some of you guys. So before you guys come here and troll us and try to make fun of the FA Cup, where's your trophy this season? If you're an Arsenal fan, where's your trophy this season? What do you have to show for the season? If you're a Chelsea fan, what do you have to show for the season? If you're a Spurs fan, what do you have to show for the season? Hell, even if you're a Liverpool fan, your trophy is not as shiny as ours. Your trophy, you made fun of it last year. So listen, you can have the Energy Cup. We'll have the FA Cup, yeah?
Hey,
we'll have the FA Cup.
Come on.
Against who? against City that everyone else is scared of. Everyone says no one can beat the almighty Pep, scary Pep, the boogeyman Pep. Guess what happened? We beat Pep today. His first loss in a cup final on English soil. He's never lost like a cup final while managing Manchester City for 8 years. Listen, I'm gonna shamelessly say this. I'm gonna shamelessly say it. Ten Hag, listen, he gave us a warning. I guess the guy was cooking all along. He said era's come to an end. I didn't know he met Pep's domestic cup era. I didn't know that. Listen, I'm gonna give him credit for that. We'll talk about Ten Hag in or out some other time.
Yeah.
But for today, we're celebrating, man. Big up.
Yeah.
Big up.
Big up, man. Listen, Marcel said he's gonna join us as well. It's only right I called Marcel because I always call him in the bad times. You know what I mean? So it's much needed. He comes in today and he has his say. So Marcel will be with us shortly. You know the ones there. But yeah, man, I can't lie. Big up to everyone locked in. Over 900 in here. Smash a like on the video. If you won the FA Cup, smash a like. If you've not won the FA Cup, please smash a like. And if you're here just to be neutral, smash a like. You know the ones there, bro. Yo, the game plan today from Ten Hag, spot on. Compact, everyone together. No holes, no spaces. Yeah, they got through our lines a few times here and there, but bro, guys, man, tactically, we set up in that 4-4-2 that we talked about, that mid to low block, whatever you want to call it, that he calls it. But fair play to him, man. We did it and we counterattacked well as well. We could have won 3-0 today, if Garnacho didn't, millimeters offside.
Yeah, if he holds that run.
Yeah, holds that run. Now, I want to listen. Ten Hag's capable of doing this, but the problem is, guys, he hasn't been able to do it over the course of a season in the Premier League consistently. The Premier League and a one-off game, like a cup game, they're two different mindsets. You can afford to do this in a cup game, and you could do well. But you cannot do it over 38 game course of a season. You can't, because you need to establish yourselves. You need to show a style of play. But today, fair play to Ten Hag, man. Credit to him, and he got the job done, CK, man. Like, proper performance,
for sure. Ten Hag definitely.
Here he is.
Today.
Here he is.
Hey.
Here he is.
Oh, he's geared up too. He's geared up,
man.
Right. We start singing praises for Ten Hag. Marcel pops up.
Oh no.
Yeah, man.
Oh no.
Ten Hag got it. He got it right today, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He got it spot on, and the players carried out the game plan spot on. As you said, kind of that mid block. It was almost like a flat floor across the front line sometimes with Rashford, Bruno, McTominay, and Garnacho just basically shielding the middle of the park and just saying City, play out wide as much as you want. And we'll handle it from there. And then obviously Sofiane Amrabat and Kobe Mainoo in the middle of the park, bossing that midfield, running the show. Carrington, you've done it again. Oh my, this kid, I can't sing enough praises about it. Everyone was saying at the beginning of the season when we were talking about him, don't put too much pressure on him. It's this and that, which I understand. And it was mostly rival fans, but this kid is just flat out generational. He's flat out he's unbelievable. Like one of the best players I've seen at that age. No stage is too big. And I tweeted this out, but I was thinking after he scored, his conversion rate in front of goal has to be like in the ridiculous. 70s and 80s%. Whenever he's in front of goal, he scores. I don't think I've ever seen him miss a chance from the very first goal that he scored. So this kid is just absolutely unbelievable. But the players, Sir Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane, if this was the last time, I enjoyed you, man. What a partnership together they were. Box defending masterclass everywhere. Holland couldn't get a sniff. And, shout out Wan-Bissaka as well. We hamper on him a lot, but in these games, this is the game that he is tailor-made for. Jeremy Doku on that left-hand side, just lock him down and don't worry about doing anything else. Get the hell out of the way. Just when you're 1v1 versus Jeremy Doku, swallow him up. Pause. Hey, yo.
Oh,
hey, yo.
What?
Oh, hey, yo.
No. We won the cup, but we gotta relax.
That was crazy. That was crazy. But shout out Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Diogo Dalot, solid as always. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention my captain, Bruno Fernandes.
Because
if he, because there was multiple times throughout the course of this season, and he didn't have the best season. Let me just get that straight out. But this last 10 games, the way he's closed out this season, the way he's put this team on his back, the way he's played through injuries, and he has a broken hand still playing through it, ankle injuries. He's put his team on his back and put in performance after performance. And today, he was immense. He was absolutely immense, absolutely ran the show, worked his socks off. The assist for the second goal, that's sublime. He could have easily, how many times have we seen Bruno take like an ill-advised shot? He could have shot that.
Yeah.
But he had the awareness to find the better pass. In basketball, we always say pass up a good shot for a great shot. That's exactly what Bruno did right there. And it resulted in a Kobe Mainu goal. And it's just
good awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All around today, like the players and of course the manager got it spot on. And so I'm so happy that it all came together today.
Yeah. Big up to Marcel who's in the building. We'll get up to Marcel in a bit. Saeed, you are a cup team rather be challenging. Freddie says, Saeed, no more Bruno slander, Captain Magnificent. Listen, I'm still Bruno to be sold, but listen, I ain't gonna shit on Bruno today. If there's one thing I won't do, there's no agendas for me today. Bruno did his thing today. Fair play. Good performance from Bruno Fernandes. Masood says, Saeed, I'm about to smoke you all your Eric Ten Hag haters. Send man the link. Big love and respect to you all. Don't let City tell you they're bigger than us. All right, then, Masood, if you have to put your camera on then, But come on, I'll say send me an email, and then I'll send you the link, and then we can talk. We can talk. So Masood, send me the link. Big up, Mike. Hope you're well, my bro. It says Eric Ten Hag had his second first choice centre backs for the first time, and shock, we played well. Yet Saeed will have us believe, man, that can't coach.
Don't lie. It wasn't the first time.
It wasn't the first time. It wasn't.
Lying, man.
But like I said to you, for me, like I said, I don't think it's about one game or this game. It's about the whole season. I collectively think about my opinion for the whole season. You're never ever gonna get your fit two centre backs the whole season. It's rare. It depends on your situation, the way you train, but you're never gonna have that. For me, it's about looking at the whole club and the whole mechanism of what happened this season. It's not been great, so let's not do this. But I'm willing to have a debate. Do you see Rashford cry? I was almost in tears. Yeah, I seen that. Big up to Rashford. Craig says how these players can turn it on and off when they won is a major concern. I wonder if they all know that is his last game, hence the fight. I think we're a cup team. I think for me, the way we are set up, to Marcel, Ten Hag in a cup games, he perfectly set up his team, resolute, compact. That's what I believe anyway. I think we're a cup team. You can't do this over 38 games, right? You can't play this kind of football over 38 games of the season, It's gonna be
there's so much to unpack, Said. I remember messaging you saying I need to go for a walk to just kind of take in what has just happened, like to process it, because the way I get slandered is a mad thing. But you're seeing that when he has his full squad and what happens, what he's produced back-to-back seasons of armpits, lifting up trophies, jubilation, what we want as a Manchester United fan base. He's done that twice now in 2 seasons, and we're about to sack him. This is disgusting what is happening.
But he heads to the high, though, Marcel. He heads to the high. It's a good moment for everyone.
Well, let me finish, Sai, because what you did say previously just then is that you look at things holistically, the season as a whole.
Yes.
And if you look at it holistically as a season whole, from the very beginning, I've been saying injuries have decimated the squad. If you look at his post-match press right now,
have I disagreed with that?
I don't know. We would have to ask the community. But when you go to what he's said throughout this season, it's like he's been saying that's what he's just articulated to you guys. That it's been decimated. That's why he's not been able to produce his football. He's now just had only pieces of the puzzle. We're talking about his 2 centre backs. Varane's not his centre back. It's not his centre back. It's a purchase. It's things from the past was what Mourinho. I can't remember the phrase. Someone bring it up in the chat, but it's purchases from the past. Varane. It's not his purchase. So he hasn't even been able to implement his whole identity holistically from the whole season. Maguire, surplus to requirements. He's not meant to be here, Saeed. Scott McTominay, surplus to requirements. He's not meant to be here. If we had the structure, which is what we want to come into, like, it doesn't matter what manager comes in. We want the structure to structure for us. If that happened, he would have been able to get a new centre midfielder, a new centre back. I've been saying for the longest amount of time, Kobe was key and vital to anything that we was trying to do. He got injured. So he wasn't able to, like, we could have beat Arsenal or all these kind of things that were happening throughout the season, big key moments. If we had a full available squad to us, it looks like a completely different picture. I've been saying for the longest, against the top teams, Ten Hag's just going to have to admit that we're inadequate and you're going to have to play this counter-attacking football. The football that he ends up conforming to now and beats the top team. He's played well like that against Liverpool. He's played well like that, I think, against Arsenal just a few days ago. You know, like he's been showing.
But then it's like when it mattered the most. Where was that against Crystal Palace? Where was that against other games? Listen, I don't want to. I feel like for me, I don't want it to become like an Eric Ten Hag in and out kind of debate, you know. Because I'm just saying, this is sort of performance that it happens in a cup game. He can do this in a cup, but he's failed to do this in the Premier League over the course of the whole season. He has failed. We're eighth.
No, bro. But this is where I push back. This is where we have to do the Ten Hag in and out talk, because against Burnley.
Why?
Hear me out.
Against Burnley, I'm gonna hear you out.
Against Burnley, he did do this type of football that we're speaking of and that you've seen. It was counter-attacking against Sheffield United, where by the way, these are games that we end up winning. He does do this counter-attacking, reductive kind of style of football, you know, just to get through. And then at some stage, you have to go back to who you are. It's just what it is. So, you know, he tries to go to what he is, but he doesn't have these footballers. By the way, he's finally come out and told you that the squad depth is not there. Just go look at his presser at the end of the game. He's now admitted it finally, that I've been trying to tell everyone. He's just now gone and said, look, the depth's just not been there. The quality's not there. But I've got high potential footballers that I've been trying to improve. I've got Delo, which I mentioned just less than 24 hours ago. One of a player amongst a group of players.
He was quality. Yeah, he was quality.
So you know, and that he's improved as a player. Wan-Bissaka, he's improved as a player. There's a lot of. It's been a very, very, very difficult season this season.
And it's ended well for him. But
we're about to sack a manager that we can clearly see can produce trophies for us.
Yes, but then also Van Gaal, there's been managers that have produced trophies like Mourinho that everyone wanted sacked as well. So you can make the argument case for Ten Hag, but you could also make an argument say he's reached his point now, leave on a high, and that's where we should go next. So that's what, for me personally. But today, I'm giving him his fair due credit. I'm giving you his credit, Marcel. His management today was excellent. Fair play to Ten Hag today. Fair play to him. You know? Fair play.
I feel like I'm
Let's just celebrate, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I just feel this combo was very disingenuous.
I don't think it's about celebrating. Why
is it not about celebrating?
It's all bigger picture. It's all bigger picture right now, Saeed. It's all bigger picture. It's all got to be bigger picture. The new manager, what style of football? What are we going to be trying to play? This manager tried to implement an attacking style of football, and we've never had the players ready for that. So it was going to be a teething period. On top of the fact that we as a football club knew we were rubbish before he stepped in the window. Before he stepped in the door, we were all saying it's going to be a rebuild, long period of years. Take your time, everyone. Relax. Have the cup of tea. Eat your porridge. Do your yoga. Just relax. It's not going to be a quick fix. But none of you lot have been able to do that once you found your first difficult period. Do you get it?
Can I answer this
first full season? So it's like, it's just been, and now we're about to sack this manager that had the forward-thinking, attacking he tried his best to implement the attacking style and delivered you trophies. And now you want to get a new manager. Will he be a counter-attacking? It's like every week, are we going to see this style of football every week? Like Mourinho, like Ole tried to produce? Or like, what is that?
Breaking news. Breaking news. David honestly has broke some interesting news. Man United will let the dust settle on the FA Cup win before doing thorough post-season review, including performance and future of Eric Ten Hag. Full assessment planned ahead of final decision whether to keep the 54-year-old or change. Damn.
Very powerful, the universe right now. Watch his presser, watch his post-match presser, and then it adds to it. Because he's
he spoke like a guy that's not staying. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. He would have said he would have backed him. Yeah.
Michael. No, Michael.
No, not to back himself. He spoke with a lot. I mean, first of all, to be fair, he did speak with a lot of confidence. Obviously, I don't blame him for that. Speak your shit, bro. You won the trophy. That's fair enough. But even with the interview, like the way that he spoke yesterday in that Dutch outlet, the way that we saw the quotes this morning, he's kind of. I just didn't sound like a guy that's kind of sounds like he's gonna stay at the football club. Like I think he wants to stay.
You didn't watch the post match. You did the press that he's just had now. The press conference that he's just had. You didn't watch it. He's saying,
I didn't watch it. I
just read the quotes. I just read the quotes.
Yeah, I can tell.
By the way, Griggs, you know your mic. Are you on the mic or are you on the AirPods?
You wouldn't have been saying what you're saying.
Let me get through these super chats. Because there's a couple that I disagree with your point. Marcel, you get banned for no reason. For a reason, don't act like we just want to trouble, mate. Standards, eat some humble pie. Big Ben says, don't let this win fool you. It was a great win and win the cup, but there are a lot of question marks and dark clouds over this coach. What's your email? Can I join by phone? Nah, try and we need a camera, bro. We need a camera, so have your camera on. But yeah, email me. It's on my description, bro. Big up to Mike. He says the last time Varane and Martinez played together was Wolves away. This is the second time, so I'm not lying. He cannot play with a high line and Maguire, Evans, Lindelof. They are not his signings. Evans was his signing, but yeah, Maguire and Lindelof wasn't.
This is so disingenuous, Saeed. He benched one half of this centre-back partnership on purpose for a whole month. This is so disingenuous, bro. It's actually annoying me how much people can lie based on one win. We haven't been playing good just today. We've been playing good for the past 3-4 games, and there's more reasons outside of the center-back partnership because they didn't play together the last 3 games, and we've been playing good. But people just want to go back to this. You know what's so funny? They're saying the partnership, but Marcel just said Varane is not even his signing, and he has to wait to get the center-back that he wants. He's one of the old players that were here. So Marcel is telling you it's not a Ten Hag signing, but you're raving about it, you guys in defense, saying, oh, but he didn't have his partnership. When he benched him, and he's going to leave in the summer anyways. So let me have no expectations next season since Varane is leaving. Because that's the logic everyone is implementing. Absolutely disingenuous, bro. I can't believe this.
Let me know. Like I said, Mike, man, we're all here for the opinions, innit? But big up to you, Mike, innit? Saeed TV and guest Don Lewis come outside. Yo, for Matt, I'm going to speak to them tomorrow, man. Don't worry. I know if United won, Eric Ten Hag blind spots would protect him due to injuries. Eric Ten Hag does not fit in the Premier League, and this is a fact. Marcel, enough is enough. I never thought I'd see the day 115 would bottle it, says Subheen. Saeed, a month ago, all these players had to go, and now they're all well-beaters. Couldn't do it a month ago, and now they can. Big ups to the panel. And keep shaking your head, Staffy. Hold that Eric Ten Hag haters, said Adam Evia. Listen, you know what's mad, yeah? We just won a game, man. Everyone relax, man.
I'm saying, bro.
You know what I mean, man?
Oh, yeah. I don't know why we're talking about Ten Hag, bro. Let's talk about the players, man.
Bro, I actually wanted to talk about how good the game was today. Talk about some of the tactics. So talk about the lineup. Because Said, you remember even yesterday, because CK said it, he nailed it on when he was saying Bruno and McTominay playing kind of a 4 next to Garnacho and Rashford was our first line of defense. And if you remember, Said, yesterday when we were doing our predicted 11s, I was the only one who didn't want Højlund to start. And you said that's an agenda. And I was like, no, it's not because I don't want Højlund. It's because I want Bruno and McTominay to be at the top of the midfield box that we have to shield us from their attacks. And that actually worked perfectly today. So Ten Hag got that spot on. But instead of people pushing agendas, I just wanted to give praise to the players today. Facts. Everyone wants to talk about Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out. Well, everyone, Bissaka got praised today. Is he going to be a consistent part of our back 4? If we lost today, by the way, some people would use an excuse that we didn't have a real left back in this team. But we don't use that. People, and Ten Hagers don't use that because it doesn't fit the agenda. You know, even that could be a rational reason because Luke Shaw is better than Aaron Bissaka. But today he had a good game, and I expected him to have a big game against Doku. And fair enough, he rose up to it. The midfield. Why do we not talk about how good the midfield was?
Amrabat. Can everyone give a clap for Amrabat? Who doubted Amrabat? Staffy, not Staffy.
No.
Briggs, did you Amrabat? Did you doubt?
No, what's his name? Traps did.
Yeah, where's Traps,
did.
man?
Scamrabat. I don't forget these things, Saeed. Scamrabat.
You know what? Let me get him on the phone, man. Let me get this Traps on the phone.
Call this guy, man.
Let me call this guy, man.
Traps.
I'll say my soliloquy from all other players. Don't worry, man. I'll let Staff talk about Amrabat.
Yeah, but let me hear his performance today, man. Yo, you're live on Saeed TV.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with Daps and Big Steve.
Yeah, man. They wanted the chat are saying to you, man. What are you saying about Amrabat's performance? That's what they're saying in the chat. They wanted to call you on that.
What am I saying about Amrabat's performance?
Yeah, that's what they're saying in the chat.
You know fair. I remember I had a good game, and I'll give him the credit where it's due. But he hasn't been
Put him
good
there
enough.
near the
He
mic
hasn't
side.
been good enough all season. Let's be honest.
Yeah, man. What's Steve saying as well? What's Steve saying there as well?
Huh?
Steve, what's Steve saying? Is he holding it?
Steve, no, you know what? To be fair, yeah, Steve's he's given us the credit. He said fair play,
Yeah.
and he sent you a message. He said he sent you a message.
Oh, they sent me a message.
Yeah.
Say no more. I'll check it. I'll check it.
So right now, yeah, it's a good day for us, isn't it? You know what I mean? We won the cup. We're back in Europe. We've kicked Chelsea into the Europa Conference.
Exactly.
Arsenal in the mud, yeah, because no trophies again. No community shield for them either. Yeah. It's a good day.
Yeah, man. Tell him.
Hey, listen. Ten Hag in.
Wow. Look at this guy, you know. Shameless.
That's an underrated part of this win, though. Is sending Chelsea to they're not even in the conference league. They're in the Conference League playoffs. They might not
playoffs.
They have to play the playoffs. And Newcastle are
I swear I'm gonna do a special video. Tomorrow I'm gonna do a special video where I cook this Matisse and these Chelsea fans tomorrow. I swear down. Matisse, Carefulness, all of them. One by one tomorrow. Are you mad?
There's a video of Matisse trying to figure out who the teams are in the Conference League.
Where's that?
I saw it on Twitter. You know that out of context.
Yeah. Let's play it, man.
They
Why
put
not
it,
play it, man?
And he was like, "Who are these men?"
Let's play this, man.
There it is. Yeah.
Look at this Tel Aviv.
What's going on? Games.
Hold that. Bro, Legia Warsaw and that.
If they don't win that tournament, bro.
If they don't win it, man, that's their best chance of getting Europa League next year, man.
Oh, snap.
Hold that, man. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, man. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm all right with Europa League football next year, man. We need to see our squad.
My favorite competition.
You know what? I can't lie, man. I don't mind Europa League football, man, next year, man. Because we're gonna have a blowy squad. And we need players to play in there, man. Some youngsters.
And no, the best thing about Europa next year, by the way, no Champions League teams drop into Europa next year.
Oh, is it?
That's
good.
New format. Yeah. It's the
new format.
There's
and we have the Community Shield too. Manchester Derby Community Shield. Start the season off.
First time McKenna's first trophy at the club, man. We outside. Kieran McKenna's first trophy. We're starting it with a bang,
bro. Kieran McKenna, man.
At least say winner.
It's only going to benefit us, guys, if we know what direction we're going in. We don't know who's managing the club. I'm still in limbo.
We're gonna know at some point soon.
Tomorrow, they're pre-sacking. That was a pre-sacking muscle, man.
Until then, playing on a Thursday and then a Sunday is going to be counterproductive. And if it's Ten Hag, the footballers know what direction and what's expected from them and the style. And if it's going to be this opponent, what we're going to play. And if it's going to be that opponent, what it's going to play. But if it's a different manager, they have to adapt to the style. They still have to approve. We're going a step backwards.
Is this part of the article?
Reset button.
Has anyone got the Athletic? Has anyone subscribed to the Athletic here?
We need Ten Hag to stay.
Have you got it?
Yeah.
Apparently, this is the saying. This isn't from the article. I don't know if this is from the article. United have already begun contact on the candidates, including Ipswich manager Kieran McKenna.
It's in the article.
Is it in the article?
Yeah.
If they're already talking about other people, then he's gone, man. He's gone. Trust me. How could he already be contacting other people? And David Honesty is reporting that. Nah, man. Trust me. He's gone. He's gone.
If you read what it's saying, Saeed, it said that no decision has been made. So
I know. But you don't contact other people like Kieran McKenna, man. You don't do that. Why would you contact someone if you're not going anywhere? If it's not going anywhere, why would you contact anyone?
Well, you're anticipating a disastrous performance against the best team on the planet, with players not showing any commitment on fight. And if it goes down that direction, then you if you fail to prepare, then prepare to fail. So they've now most probably, they're trying to cover all bases, but they've seen a performance.
By the way, there's one thing the article said I think that's very important. There's one thing that the article says very important. It's accordingly, United will start looking next week at what areas need to improve to increase performance on the pitch, including Ten Hag's willingness to evolve. and then decide the best course of action. So I think they're gonna have a talk with Ten Hag. They're gonna talk about the tactics, and if he's ready to play footy the way that Ineos want United to play footy. It's as simple as that. If he comes to agreement with that kind of stuff, he might keep his job. I'm not gonna lie. It's a possibility. They might give him that benefit. They might interview him first and see like the footy. I think especially Jason Wilcox, I think is gonna show him the way that they want to play football. That's a technical director. They kind of go hand in hand with the coach on what style of football they want to play, and we'll see if Ten Hag can adapt, which I don't think personally he can.
But also,
That's
Mullock,
man.
No, but Mullock is close to Ten Hag's camp. Mullock is close to Ten Hag's camp, and he said Ten Hag's front runner, but nobody knows anything, man. I think everybody's just kind of like putting things out there, you know what I mean, claiming to know.
No one knows. Let's just wait till the statement. United are going to say something soon about this.
Yes.
So until then, the journalists are going to, put out their reports. They're going to try to get clicks. They're going to do this. No one really knows. The only people that know are Sir Jim and Ineos, what they're going to do. And they're going to communicate with us at some point in the near future, because you can't go on into the Euros and these other things.
Oh yeah, you can't go to the Euros. Yeah. The Euros
with the players and other things just like up in the air. So a decision is going to be made fairly quickly, and then when that decision happens, we'll discuss. But we're FA Cup winners, man. We just beat in our worst ever season. We derailed Klopp's farewell season, and we silenced City's double. They weren't.
It would have been the first ever domestic double in history.
Yeah, exactly. They would
stop
have
some
been the
kind of
first
history
team to ever go back to back.
Era's come to an end, man. Shout out to myself.
Era's come to an end.
Did one thing.
Era's come to an end.
Era's come to an end, man. You know what I mean?
I just watching the videos and the pictures of everything today is just,
bro. We all know
that. It just reminds you, bro. It just reminds you of what this club is like, bro. If we can get back, don't let us win a Premier League, bro. Don't let us win a Premier League. Don't let us win a Champions League.
What would they say to you in New York when you were wearing the jersey? What'd they say to you?
They were just yelling United, bro. United. They were yelling like the angry Ginge, just the United, bro. From the rooftops.
And that's in New York, bro. So imagine in England and in Manchester.
I wonder what Dan Saeed gonna do if we win the league, man. That's what I want to know.
Bro, listen.
Right,
Saeed, you gotta move that couch behind you. You need to move.
No, I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna get rid of it.
Yeah, that couch gotta go, bro. Yeah, it's a safety hazard for sure.
If you keep Eric Ten Hag, we will win the Premier League. If you keep Eric Ten
Hag,
we will win
the
the Champions League.
We'll discuss that tomorrow, bro. That's the tomorrow problem.
Eric Ten Hag, you will win the Premier League. If you keep Eric Ten Hag, you will win the Champions League. It's there. It will happen.
Let's get back into the Champions League first. We gotta get back into the Champions League first before we discuss Champions League. We're in Europa still.
Marcel, can I ask you something?
Anything.
If so, and I'm gonna tell you my stance, and let me know if you agree with it or not. I said whether Ten Hag wins or loses this game, it won't change my stance on Ten Hag. I said, as an example, if Ten Hag loses to Man City in a cup final, to me, that is not enough for me to say Ten Hag out. I'm Ten Hag out because of basically the reason, the whole season, not just solely as this game. Would you say that's fair enough to say that basically it would be unfair if I said just say Ten Hag out if we lost today? Would you say that would be unfair? Because most people would say yes, right or no?
No. So I explain to me what you're trying to say, because yesterday you kind of said to us that you don't want people to kind of switch their idea just because of this football match.
Correct.
But I understand that your stance is you've always been Ten Hag out for a long period of time now.
Exactly.
So I respect your stance. If that makes sense.
Appreciate it.
So is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. So what I was trying to say is, Marcel, if I would have went into this game as Ten Hag in and we lost, I wouldn't have been Ten Hag out, because this is not the game I decide on Ten Hag out. Me deciding on Ten Hag out was throughout the course of the season, and I think that's more of a fair enough assessment than to make it based on one game. So here's why I'm building up with all this. I have seen us with our performances in the league not being good enough, except for the last couple games, okay? Which we kind of replicated what we've been doing in the last 3 games and the way we've been setting up into this cup final, and surprise, surprise, we won. Obviously, we all know what happened in the Champions League. We finished bottom of our group. To me, that is a lot more of a reason to have concerns over Ten Hag than to just win a one-off game today. Because at the end of the season, we could have still had an amazing season and still lost today. It wouldn't take anything away from the season. So the other way around, we did have a poor season, but today we had a good game. What I'm trying to say is, if you're a Ten Hag inner, not necessarily you, I'm talking to people in the comments.
Yeah, just in
You should
general,
actually be mad at Ten Hag more than the Ten Hag outers, because today he showed us that the way he played football today and the last 3 games of the season, including the Arsenal game where we lost, he has shown better football than he's done all season. And I would be mad at him because I would ask him, why didn't you do that all season? Why didn't you use Amrabat more in the midfield this season? Because clearly that midfield is better than when Casemiro was playing there. So he kind of died on his own hill. We didn't make these mistakes. He made these mistakes. And that's away from the injuries, to, Marcel, because Amrabat has been available. So that has nothing to do with injuries.
See, that's why. So I wanted to push back on the whole thing, but then when you just said that bit there, I can specifically extract that bit. It's not
What
aside
bit?
from the injuries. That's a massive. You're massively being naive once you say that. The injuries encompasses everything onto what is a season.
No, but my point was Amrabat wasn't injured. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, he was purchased injured. Well, he was purchased injured, Staffy. So it encompasses everything, and then you need to get back into you need to build yourself back into match fitness as a footballer.
Do you think?
And then
Can I ask you a question, Marcel?
And then we've had an astronomical amount of injuries, Staffy and Saeed.
He benched him for so long, Marcel. That's what my point is.
And then your point of saying, oh, he could have been this type of football. Again, it's like you lot haven't been listening to me. I've given you reference of 2 football matches where he played this kind of football earlier on into the season. Burnley and Sheffield. He played this reductive style of football before Staffy. But like I've said to you, you can't, it's very, like, what kind of manager do you want to be? Do you want to be a manager that always plays your style of football? Or do you want to be like Ole, that kind of plays the reductive style and then builds to a stage where you feel comfortable and have the stability to then play the front forward style? But then you get the Ole tears. So it's like he's been battling with that. Then he's been battling with a couple divas in the club. The Rashford at times doing nonsense. The Sancho at times doing nonsense. He's had players that are surplus to requirements that shouldn't be here, Staffy. Maguire, Scott. You know, he's had so many predicaments.
Let me reply to you, Marcel.
And then, you get it? Like, give it. And by the way, he's produced you a winning situation. He's produced you a trophy. He's produced you 3 finals. Keep him on. Let him work with the process.
Okay, but here's my thing, Marcel. The way he played today, by the way, today we didn't win playing on the counter. I understand it looks like it was.
Wow.
But when you look at, I'll tell you something. The second goal, was that a counter-attacking goal? It really wasn't. That was a proper build-up. You can argue the only counter-attack goal was the second goal that got disallowed. We actually had good phases of build-up today. Today was the first time, and I said this earlier to Griggs, was the first time that I looked at this team getting pressed, and I was not worried. Because Onana was very good on the ball. The back line was good on the ball, and the midfield of Maino and Amrabat were very good on the ball. Today, I did not worry at all. Even Pep came out after the way we played, and he said Martinez is a top 5 center back because of the way he built into our midfield. That's coming from Pep. So he can acknowledge how good our build-up was today. Today, I understand playing against City, by the way, is not the same as playing against all 19 other teams in the league. So I never judge a manager just solely off a one-off game with City, because I understand that's a game that you have to be a little bit more defensive, concede a lot more of the possession. Today we conceded, Marcel, we had 25% possession in the first half, and not once did I look bothered. Not once did I look worried. We actually look good. He can play that same way, but when he plays lesser opposition, he won't get pressed the same way because the build-up will be the same as he did today. The midfield will be the same as he did today, and the phases of play will be similar. Today, our phases of play were good. They were good. And it was against a tougher
broke
opposition.
well as well. We broke well. Listen, let me interject the conversation here because I want to.
Narrative.
I want to interject the conversation here.
Narrative.
Listen, I think for me, Ten Hag, like I said to you, we've had injuries. Can we just get out there? We've had injuries, but like I said to you, today we won the FA Cup. Credit needs to be given to Ten Hag. I thought he did well today in his tactics and whatnot. So I want to concentrate on that a little bit more for now. Musa's in the building. We're gonna get Nedu's opinion. Musa, what are you saying today? How are you feeling? You know what I mean? Everyone's wearing United jerseys. I don't know why me and Nedu are not, but listen, maybe next time. But yeah, Musa, what are you telling me, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, man, like everyone, like the whole fan base, isn't it? It's been a difficult season. You know, we've managed to get welcome salam, bros. We managed to get the trophy and get it over the line. I was always confident, I think, going into this final, just on the basis of how he's been playing recently. And to me, like with Erik ten Hag, like I think the ship sailed with Erik ten Hag. And I know that it's easy to obviously off a win today to kind of get excited and think shall we allow him to go on? But I think one of the biggest problems we have with Erik ten Hag is that last season we had one of the best defenses in the league. He played with the two in terms of the two holding players, and we saw that as a team we could defend, but we didn't score a lot of goals, and we relied heavily on Rashford. But we saw that as a defensive unit, we could get goals, and we can kind of see games through. He's recently gone back to that in these last couple of games. It's no different to last season. So this is why I'm not excited, because what I've seen in the last couple of games, we saw last season. But Erik ten Hag has made it clear that what he did last season is not what he plans for Man United, nor is it how he wants to go forward. So the question is that he's stuck again. He's come at a crossroad where he's tried to play a type of football which he's not able to get over the line with the team. He's now gone back on himself again, and then we're gonna go and start a new season with Erik ten Hag playing the same football that he played in his first season. Like, where we going with it? And we know that the football we played last year is not sustainable. Even how we play today, guys. Let's be honest. On another day, City still beat us playing that type of football. Like them hitting the bar. That one-on-one that what's his name? Alvarez had. City beat us on another day playing this type of football because it's not sustainable. It's not enough to go against these type of teams and just be pragmatic, hold back. Yes, you're gonna win games and you're gonna concede less, but over a 38 game season, it's gonna end up the same way as it did last season. You end up third or fourth, maybe. You end up with a poor, return of goals and concede. It's like it doesn't work. And I feel like the problem with Erik ten Hag is that we make this excuse of that he's trying to adapt or he's trying to create a style of football that suits the team or suits the players. He's bought, I think we've got rid of around nearly 12 to 13 players since he's come here. Like, there's a lot of players that left Man United, and there's a lot of players that's come in. Erik ten Hag has nearly bought an 11. And he still doesn't trust that 11, even in the final. He'll keep some of them on the bench. He wouldn't, there's too many flaws in what he's trying to do for him to be trying to do it in his third season, let alone his second season. So I just don't see how we go into a new season with Erik ten Hag still at lost in terms of what he wants to do. And one of the things is I look at Spurs last year when they had Conte, and everybody said that they were dead. Like, the players were not able to play any type of football. They didn't have, like, my man that came in, and he didn't buy better players. He had one window. He brought a couple players in, and he adapted the style of football. Whereas it's either you play it or you're going to get benched. Erik ten Hag's going into his third season at Man United, and we're still talking about this guy trying to create a style of football that's going to suit the team. So for me, it's I'm happy for him, but we just have to just accept it. And also, he's not that type of manager. We're not talking about Ancelotti here. We're not talking about even a Mourinho, where someone's got a previous of actually, doing the big honors in different leagues, and then we're saying we're being a bit harsh on him. He's a guy that done a thing in Dutch football. It hasn't worked for him. We wish him all the best, and we just keep it moving. It's not that deep, man.
Yeah. I think, like I said to you, today you got it spot on. I think Guardiola overthought a few things, but listen, ten Hag pounce, man. You know what I mean? And this is what today I'm kind of glad. We saw this
last year, though, Saeed. I told you, we saw this last year. How many times did we win games? We saw this at Barcelona last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think it's unfair to say that another day we'd lose this game, because I'm not gonna lie. Saeed just posted the stats right now. We had the most XG in the game. Like, I understand they hit the bar.
We had that last final with them. We had it in the last final. We had more XG than in the last final that we lost to them. If you look at the stats from last year,
the goals that they scored that season was one Roddy from Gundogan, and the second one, let's be honest, the head should have saved it. But I will be honest, there's a lot of games where we played City and we'd lose like 2-0 or something. I'm like, how did we not lose more than that? Today, I don't understand why you feel this way, because they had the possession, but I didn't feel threatened. I actually feel we're doing injustice to our midfield and our back line.
I just feel like it's not sustainable, Stafford. I feel like,
but you do know that's how every team plays against City, especially like City. Even
but that's the problem though with ten Hag, Stafford. He won't only just play like that against City. He'll play like that against everyone.
Everybody.
Yeah,
no, I'm
that's
not. By the way,
problem.
you know I'm Ten Hag out. I'm just defending
I'm
today's
with you.
performance
No,
because today's performance, I have
Yeah.
seen other teams do the same against. Like Arsenal played the same way against City at home this season, and they celebrated a
But
draw.
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
well, that's
but
what I'm
they
saying.
change it up
No.
against the other teams.
okay,
Nedu, what do you think today? He did well today.
I'm surprised you guys are giving Ten Hag props. I cannot give him.
Now
props
you
for
have
doing-
to, Nedu.
I
I'm gonna
cannot
disagree
give
with
him
you.
props. Let me tell you something.
Go
we
on.
won this cup in spite of Ten Hag, not because.
No. I
we
disagree.
won. No. We won
Yeah,
this
I
cup
agree.
in spite
Facts.
of Ten Hag. Should I tell you why? Because he all season he's been saying, I need my players back. Why do you need your players to show a style of play? If you can actually coach, you'd actually coach them to be compact and play well. But then Varane came back, Martinez came back, and the players galvanized themselves. Rashford played a good game today. Because these players won that cup. I'm not giving Ten Hag.
No. I think for me, you know what it is.
He
Listen,
doesn't get any
Nedu.
prop for me.
Nedu,
Nice,
I
like,
get
let
it.
him cook. Let him cook.
No, because I have to
He doesn't
interject.
get any prop for me. Like this man
I get it.
has like what I don't understand how you would. Maybe I watched a different game, or maybe I'm stupid, or I watched the back of my.
No. You have your opinion. My thing is,
but how do you watch?
Hold on, let me land.
I'm very disappointed in you because
No,
you watch that game and you say, "Oh, I'll give Ten Hag the props." First of all, we only got to this final because of the players as well.
No, I get it. Ahmad got him to the final.
Like
My thing is,
Ahmad got him in the final, and the VAR Ahmad and the VAR got him to the final because that. If you go back and check, that Coventry goal was not an offside. Come on, a toenail. Like, look, I don't know how you guys can watch that and
okay,
say,
let me land my comment. I think for me, listen, we were massive underdogs here today. And listen, I don't like to use the word underdogs. That's because of the way we've been situation this season. My thing is today, we could have easily been open. We could have easily been, you see what happened this season. We've been conceding goals left, right, center. Today, we see the United very compact. They had that 4-4-2 shape. We knew what we're doing. We rarely left spaces in behind. We had an outlet every single time. Our counter-attack was dangerous, especially in the first half. Second half, we sat back too much. I fully agree. But that was because they used a bit more width with Doku on the left-hand side. And it kind of made us drag out a little bit, I think, for me personally. But on the whole, today, even though I'm still Ten Hag out, I can still give massive credit to Ten Hag for outworking and outsmarting Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola put two players in there. Hold on a minute. Pep Guardiola played two players in Aki and Stones. They had most of the ball, fair enough, cool. But then they used the outlet, Rashford and Garnacho, and the pace that they've got in behind. You've seen it. We knew what we were doing. The outlet from Dalot was always there to give it to the wide players. So there are players. I feel like for me, Ten Hag got his spot on today. And like I said, what will happen, what will be. But today, it doesn't shy away from. We won the FA Cup. Ten Hag has delivered it today. And let's just give him the props. Let's give him the props. Change your opinion.
Delivered it for me. Like, how can you give Ten Hag props when City shit the bed? They gave.
No. Nedu. No. That's our final word.
We nullified them, man.
The bed.
No.
Like,
by the way, for the first 25,
I don't understand how you come on here and say this. Like, am I watching the same game? Like, what did he coach that he hasn't coached before?
We've done well.
Okay. Let Griggs come in and rebuttal that. Go on, Griggs.
By the way, for the first 25 minutes, City got into our box about one time, and it was the non-penalty call for like Lissandro and Holland. Other than that, they couldn't sniff past our halfway line because our press, the front, like them, I think CK mentioned the front four. Garnacho, Bruno, McTominay, and Rashford, or whoever was the front. The front four, they set up and they just couldn't. Every single time it was backwards. They couldn't break down our press, and every time they went wide, obviously we all know City. If you force them out wide, they can't do as much because they don't have the wingers to really nullify to threaten you until Doku came on. Obviously, then the game plan switched. But go put the ball out to Guardiola. He ain't gonna do nothing. No disrespect to him. He's a good left back, but he's not really a threat. Out wide on the right, Bernardo Silva. As techy as Bernardo Silva is, he's not an ISO winger. That's never been his game. So it was easy for Dalot, especially someone like Dalot who plays with him on an international level. So he knows all about his game and stuff like that. So we notified that was Eric Ten Hag's game plan. So some Arsenal fans will say that we copied their game plan, even though for me we didn't, because Eric Ten Hag used the same exact game plan last year at Old Trafford. In the game we went 2-1, it was the same exact game plan, and we also deserve to win that game as well. So with Eric Ten Hag, I've always said this. For me, when it comes to single game time, when it comes to a single game, to come up with a tactical plan, he's one of the best to do it right now in the Premier League, in my opinion. He knows how to create a game plan to nullify his opponent.
Yes.
The question will be, which I don't really want to have today because we won the FA Cup. I want to talk about players and stuff like that. But we'll talk about tomorrow about what the overall game plan is for a season, whether he can coach a sustainable plan for a whole season to get, let's say, 80 plus points, which you need to compete for the league. That's another discussion for another day. For today, the game plan was to stop City and nullify them, and that's what we did. Pep had to adjust after 60 minutes. He brought Doku on, and then Eric Ten Hag used his ultimate X factor, which was Aaron Wan-Bissaka, to lock down Doku. That's what it was. We had the game plan. We had the players to nullify City, and they had to hold that. They couldn't beat us today. That's as simple as that, man. We're the better team.
I think he's a cup manager because
he
says that. Yeah, because he says that players are the reason why we've had a poor season, but we still managed to get to the final of the FA Cup without them same players. So what is it? Because if we go with his theory of that we weren't able to perform this season because we had a lack of players, then what are we doing in the final? So what are we doing there?
Yeah,
because he didn't have them players until this final. This is the first time he said that he hasn't had a full fit squad all season. But besides that, these same players that he's saying are not good enough to be consistent enough in.
Because it's easier to adapt in a cup game.
That's what I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm saying. So when he's saying that these players, but it shows you that the players on their own, with or without Eric Ten Hag, are good enough to go in a cup competition and put something forward, with or without him. So that the cup competition doesn't show much on Eric Ten Hag and say, cool, because on a game-to-game basis, when they're given a set of instructions, they're able to go out there. So the players are not that poor that they could not have finished in the top four. How many points are we off top four? And we can look back in the league.
We had to be double digits.
And we can look back at the league on games where we threw it. We were favourites until I don't know when to finish in the top four. I don't even know how we ended up blowing it.
And to be fair, we were never in top four all season. The high,
we're never. Yeah, we were six.
But there was a point when we were like, we had a couple games in hand, and if
after we beat Villa, we should have gone. We should have gone for top four.
After we beat Villa, I think we were 9 points away, and they had to play Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. So we said if we win all these games, and they expected to lose all 3 games, then we would catch up with them. But that's when we lost so many games in a row. No, I don't think we were favorites at all, Marcel. I'm just saying that was the closest.
You was always saying we can finish top 4.
He said top 3. He said top 3. Top 3.
Yeah, that's
yeah. Then you have to go in it. So get your
like I want to rebuttal.
Guys, if someone were to come into this panel, you would never think that we won the FA Cup today.
I know, man.
Why, bro? You think we lost, bro?
Like,
let's talk about Bruno. Let's talk about Rashford. Let's talk about McTominay. Freaking Dallo.
Yeah, man.
I don't care, bro. The best
we'll talk about them, but Griggs, what I just want to rebuttal was you said, okay, we deserve to win the last Man City game we played. What was the last game we played against City in the Premier League? What was the difference from the way we were set up today? And
I said last year's game. I said last year's game at Old Trafford.
No, I know, I know that you're right about that. What I'm saying is that the last game we played against City, the one where Foden scored that really good goal, was our setup the same or it was different? To me, like I don't
think we pressed as much in that game as we did today.
Yep.
Our press was good today.
But from what I see, we set up the same. The only difference was City was on top of their game. That
it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. We were way more compact. In that game, we were in a 4-4-2 more with Bruno and
let's comment on this one. I'm gonna read these super chats.
And we also had Casemiro on the pitch who couldn't track Foden. When they went up 2-1, it was Casemiro not being able to track Foden. Today we had Kobe and Sofyan in the middle of the pitch who are much more defensively stable, much more positionally aware.
Yes,
and we're able to nullify. I mean, I don't remember anything about Foden this whole game, or KDB got hooked.
What did Scholes say about it?
He said
Gattuso, brat.
Let me get these super chats in because they've been waiting for a while. Big up to the future. Says today's about celebration and cooking. The ops only. Big up. What Eric Ten Hag was losing. You said trust the process. Marcel, after one game, you are saying we are winning the league. What happened to step by step? Andrew says Klopp's gone. Pep will be gone. As soon as no manager in the league that has won it, Eric Ten Hag can push on. These managers ain't on this level. Big up to SK says school teacher Pep looking for 2 of his students lost in Wembley. Kevin and Haaland, they might need a hand. And McKenna is nowhere good enough. Martel is Eric Ten Hag suffering from concussion. And Dedu, are you proud of Mano, your brother? Yeah, man. Big up to me. You know what I want to give credit to as well, yeah, is Amrabat today, man. Like, yo, man, he was excellent today, man. You know what I mean? But then again, is anyone willing to trigger his release clause? 21
Sign
million?
him in the summer. 18 million. You will not get a better squad player for that price.
No, we
telling
don't.
you right
He's
now.
not good enough.
We get you Yusuf
Amrabat
Afana
is
for
not
25
good
mil, bro. Don't worry.
I'm not having
Amrabat.
Amrabat is not good enough.
18 mil for a squad player.
Keep
fucking
Cass.
folded,
Keep
you know?
Cass. Keep
Man.
Casemiro. Keep Casemiro.
Oh my
Casemiro, I don't know if he's
Sell
gonna stay, you know.
Casemiro.
Keep
Sell
Casemiro.
Casemiro.
I'd rather have Cass over.
I'd rather have
I'm
Cass
not
over
having
Amrabat.
Oh, no,
But
no,
I don't
yo,
know
you
what
know,
more can I put.
Amrabat is playing.
That's crazy, man.
I thought I
the
won that
decision is
debate, but for
between-
some reason they still want him. I can't
The
believe
that
decision is keep
absolutely
Casemiro or sign
disgusting.
Amrabat for 18 million. If that's the only option I have on this planet, you'll
Yes.
give me Amrabat for 18
You'd
million.
rather pay
What?
Casemiro
No,
350K a week.
no. I'm keeping Casemiro,
Don't
man.
even saying that.
Keep
Start
Casemiro.
Brother, he
Casemiro.
wasn't even on the pitch today. And
Oh,
he
you
was
saw what?
just-
By the way,
starting.
every single time
I'm not
Amrabat
saying
passed
that's starting.
backwards to Onana today, I clapped every single time because Casemiro would have launched the
Bro,
ball
would have
forward
hoofed
for
it,
no
bro.
reason.
Yeah, would have hoofed. Yeah.
He would have hoofed
Recycle,
I'm not
man.
saying I'll
Just
start him,
recycle.
guys,
When you
but
play
we
a
can't
team
just
like
have a
City,
dressing room of
recycle
people that's
and take
never
your foot off
actually
the
won
gas.
anything like big.
Yeah, one at a time.
We
One
can't
at a
do
time.
that.
Musa, we played against Manchester City that couldn't press us with a pivot of Manu and Amrabat, and you guys are still saying play Casemiro.
I'm
I
not saying
swear,
playing.
I watched this game
not
today,
saying
and I was like, I
playing.
think these guys finally. I was like, you know what? They finally saw the light. Anyone who still
No, I
wanted
wouldn't
Casemiro
play
over Amrabat, they see it. And you guys
I
still
wouldn't
want.
play.
I don't understand it. What more is the
No,
guy
I wouldn't
supposed to
play
do?
him. I would just keep him around for
350K.
Exactly.
He's here now. If we can sell him, sell him. But I said you gave me a choice to get rid of Amrabat or Cass. Like we can't just have a locker room of players who's never actually done it. Like we do need like
That
Kobe.
did nothing
Like,
for me
if you
today,
ask
Musa.
Kobe Mano, you ask Kobe, who do you want to stay around? You ask him. Ask Kobe, who do you want to stay?
Yeah,
Ask
let us
him
know.
about Amrabat.
I'll tell
Ask
you
him
what.
about
I'll tell you what.
Amrabat.
He's gonna tell you Garnacho. He's gonna tell you Garnacho, Ahmad, and Hoyland.
Ahmad Hoyland.
If he's actually honest, he's gonna tell
Kobe
you
won't
that
tell you
Amrabat,
Amrabat over Cass. Come on, guys.
Kobe
man.
will tell you that Amrabat has been his best partner this season.
I'm talking about staying. I'm not saying that he has to play.
Pick Cass in your team for Amrabat. Like, stop, man. Cass is.
Bro, I've been saying it since last summer. What more do I need to say for people to believe me?
You can't possibly believe that Amrabat.
Brother,
is
you
better
think
than
I'm lying
Casemiro.
to you? I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling
Come
you.
on, man. Stop.
Bro,
please.
Saeed, I'm not even-
Safi doesn't like Casemiro, man.
Saeed,
He don't like
He's
Casemiro.
never rated. He's never rated.
How long have you known me for,
Saeed?
Saeed?
Yeah, he's never rated.
Wait,
Even in America,
you're not trolling like Marcel.
That's like
You
people that
actually
don't
think
rate
Amrabat
Tony
is better
Cruz.
than
That's
Cass.
like people that don't
Wallahi,
rate Cruz.
Amrabat is a better six than Casemiro right now. Wallahi, on my life, I mean it.
So why when he at Madrid
I
though?
think for what United want to play, I think he's a better six. I think
for what
Casemiro.
we need right now, yeah.
You know Amrabat. I'm like nobody else went in for him. Like there's no.
No, Liverpool
That's
won.
not true.
Liverpool
wanted him.
Nobody wanted Amrabat.
Liverpool wanted him.
Wallahi, Liverpool wanted him.
Nah,
Madrid
Not
wanted
even
him.
Saudi. Not
Madrid
even
wanted him.
Saudi.
Wallahi,
Madrid
Liverpool
wanted him. Saudi Arabia wanted him. Barcelona
did
wanted
not.
him.
Liverpool, Barcelona.
They all wanted him.
Barcelona got
And-
Romeo. What are you talking about?
You want me to bring you the news, Ned? I can look
They
back
could've
in the
paid 20
archives
mil.
and find it.
Yo, I can bring it.
If they wanted him-
Fabrizio Romano. I got exclusive news.
If they wanted him, how comes we
You
didn't
know
even
what I
have to pay for him? We got him on loan.
There you go.
Like-
But Liverpool are still exploring.
No
Guys,
one
they didn't
wanted
want
him.
him. They didn't want him. I can't lie. They didn't want him. They didn't want him. You know what I'm saying? So
Receipts
let's
are
not
right
lose-
there, brother. I mean, it was
Yeah, yeah,
2020.
no,
So
they
how
didn't want
did
him.
we manage to get him on loan, Saeed, when they wanted to pay?
Because he wanted to come to us.
Yeah,
Yeah, he wanted.
Yeah,
He
right.
waited the whole
Ten Hag.
summer to come to us.
because of Eric Ten Hag. And then on top of this,
That's
Musa,
mad.
the fact that we've decided to descend into this area where you're saying ask the youngest player in our team who he would
Yeah.
rather keep. It just doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. It's not a good premise for the
Yeah,
team.
it's not a good argument to
The
make.
premise is
No, because I am
the premise
saying
is, hold on. The premise
Yeah.
is who's more suitable for the system that our manager that's won us 2 trophies.
He's
wants
not going to
to
be our
descend
manager,
into.
though.
Casemiro doesn't have the legs. He just doesn't have it anymore. He's too rushy with the ball. We already have Bruno that I believe still should be is a very pivotal player, but we already have one high risk taker. We don't need another one deeper in the line to take the risks. Amrabat wants to retain the football. Amrabat wants to destroy anyone and everyone.
Thank you, Marcel.
He wants to cover the spaces in the pitch.
Yeah, he was
He
bullying
understands
Foden.
Ten Hag's
Nah,
work
yo,
and what
listen.
he wants to do in the system. Casemiro is rubbish. What are we talking
No,
about?
don't say
And then-
rubbish. Don't
and
say
then-
rubbish.
Wallahi, he's
Yeah,
rubbish.
no, but relax.
Wallahi, he's
Youngest
rubbish.
You know what it is?
player.
Yo, use your terminology well, though, guys. Yeah. If
Wallahi,
you
he's
believe Amrabat for his age, for his profile and what he gives you and offers you is a better fit for Man United now than Casemiro, then I can acknowledge that. But please don't use the word rubbish. Like,
you know what, Saeed?
But
Can I
you
add
guys
something?
are
Let me
saying it
just say
because
this, Saeed.
because of Ten Hag's ball. Staffy, I have a question.
To be fair,
Let's say
Saeed,
they
I
deserve
just
it.
want to add one thing. If Bruno was the one, listen, if Bruno was the one that had 5 Champions Leagues and Casemiro didn't, wallahi, you'd be asking for Casemiro out. You guys would give him excuses because he's won Champions League. Wallahi, you guys just do it because of stuff that he did. If Bruno is grenade football, then the other guy's bazooka football because he's worse than Bruno.
No. By the way, I can factually say that Bruno is better at retaining the ball than Casemiro. I promise you.
Jesus.
Yes,
I promise you.
See,
we saw it, bro, and he's a 10. By the way,
arguments like that, I don't mind. Yeah, because I don't think Casemiro
was he our best player last season. Was Casemiro our best player last season?
No,
one of
he was good.
I don't think
Sancho Varane.
No, was he not? Stop playing. Let's not cap, guys. Was he?
I don't think Casemiro was our best player.
Let's not say that.
I don't think Casemiro was our best player last year.
Griggs, come on, you know.
Lisandro Martinez was our most consistent player. Rashford, Lisandro, Bruno, and Varane were all better than Casemiro.
I would expect that comment from Marcel, not you.
Yes, Griggs.
Bruno is better at keeping the ball than Casemiro. That's a fat lie.
Yes,
that's
just a
bro. Have you tried to see Casemiro play football, bro? Wallah, he's not a footballer. Bro.
Okay,
I told you, bro.
So the argument,
one at a time.
They said win the ball and get the fuck out the way. You still don't believe me, bro. Look, today we played football without him. Bro. What more do we need to see? The guy hasn't played in the midfield the last 4 games, and all of a sudden we're playing better football. I don't know what more proof do you guys want, bro. Forget about his Champions League. He didn't win it for us. Just look at the way he's been helping the system. This is why I am angry at Ten Hag. When Marcel and I argue, it's because Marcel sees something, and I say he didn't do. No, that's not what I mean. My point is, it's like the answer's always been there. I would have never been Ten Hag if he was using that midfield a little bit more, because we would have won a lot more football games. And the proof is there, bro. I would not once today was worried by our press. If Casemiro was there, I'd be shitting my pants every time he got the ball, because I know at some point he's gonna get his pocket picked. Like he did in the game we lost 3-1 when he did the hospital pass. Can I ask you a question?
Can I ask you a question? Do you think the way we play now, we've played like that with Casemiro in the team, like the compact style? Do you think we played that?
Thank you.
He played last season where he did well in. I'm talking about this season.
He had Fred next to him.
Yeah, Fred, yeah, awesome. But I don't think this is why I don't want to go on to Casemiro a lot here, is because I don't think he's been given the right benefit of the doubt in terms of the way we played, similar to the way Amrabat has played with Mino, the compact.
Let's keep it Casemiro played next to Mino. By the way, it's as simple as this. We never should have signed him in the first place. Just cut your losses and move on, man. He's an all-timer. He's one of the best defensive midfielders of all time. No one can ever take that away
for the people in the back.
He's one of the best defensive midfielders of all time. But he was a typical United.
Let's bring Onana, man. Let's bring it Onana, man. Let's bring it Onana. Let's go.
We panicked.
I'm ready.
We overpaid for him.
Let's bring it.
By the way, even the biggest Casemiro fan knew that Casemiro was going to be a short-term fix. By the way, we all knew that he was going to be a short-term fix.
I'm with you, man. I'm shameless.
Short-term is only 1 to 2 years. He's been here 2 seasons. Go get your 50 mil from Saudi Arabia and go get a younger person.
Amrabat is crap. I'm gonna let you look.
The Moroccan Gattuso, bro. He's my guy, bro. He's my guy.
Can we stop doing this, bro? This is what I mean about this. You know, let me 1 second. Why do we have to tear one man down here to praise another man? Like, let's just give both sides.
That's when everyone starts listening. When I'm
I know, Musa. That's why I want to get you. Like, I don't think Amrabat is rubbish.
Musa knows what the algorithm likes.
And I don't think Casemiro's rubbish. I think Amrabat can do things that Casemiro can't do, and Casemiro can do things that Amrabat can't do.
Like what?
Listen,
what
can you tell me what Casemiro does
season? If we line up next season,
can I ask Nedu to explain what Casemiro does, though?
He's not.
The summer had been a failure. The summer would have been a failure. I agree with that. He cannot be our starting 6.
He cannot be a starter.
I 100% agree with that. That's fine.
I believe he can be our starter. I believe.
Can you tell us what he does well, Nedu? I want you to explain to me what you like about Casemiro. Tell me what he does well.
Look, Casemiro is more like he's more experienced than Amrabat. That's the one thing.
No, I want abilities on the ball, not experience.
He's more of a presence in the midfield than Amrabat. That's 2. Number 3, like you guys are saying, he's playing football and everything. What if that's the instruction that Ten Hag was giving him? Remember,
Amrabat doesn't do it.
No, calm down. Remember, again, Musa mentioned, or was it Saeed? every time Casemiro played in the midfield, Ten Hag tried to do that 3-1-6 rubbish he was and leaving him in the midfield. When he tried it for Amrabat, even in the first game we played against Man City, Amrabat died and he only played like less than 10 minutes because it didn't work. Why don't you haven't seen you saw Casemiro in this compact system last season that you guys said Ten Hag played. And
I seen him next to
Meno this season. He was our best player. He literally won you guys.
Brother, I seen him next to Meno this year. Nedo, this is when you lie, Nedo. I've seen him next to Meno this season.
In a compact,
and he's looked horrible.
Again, he's played next to Meno, but Ten Hag is leaving him as a lone six. We all know Casemiro cannot play as a lone six.
Today's build-up, Amrabat was dropping between the center backs a lot. And Dallo sometimes would invert in, and then what's his name? Bissaka would play as a winger. No, but Casemiro cannot do that. Casemiro is not good at doing that.
Season.
Because brother, I have eyes, brother.
One at a time.
I have eyes. I see Amrabat's passing range, and I see the way he keeps the ball well, versus I see Casemiro's decisions. I can legit pay someone right now, if anyone wants to do that in the chat, I'll pay you money to give me a comp of how many times Casemiro gets the ball, looks up, and just hoofs it over. We haven't been doing that the last 3 games. Actually, he's been doing it in center back, which is why that game against Palace was horrific for him. Because if you want to talk about instructions, he was instructed to be a center back, and he was playing in the halfway line. He was doing 1-2s with Anthony on the wing.
I give up. Bro. 1 second, Eddie. 1 second, because I think Montage here wants to comment on the situation that we're talking about. Big up Montage. He says every time we build, we always ruin it by taking something away from it. Both Amrabat and Cassis should be kept ideally, and we should look to bring in another player who can play DM. We have to strengthen our squad, not weaken it. I think that's where the likes of Onana comes in, like, you know, CK's talked about someone who's aggressive, someone who's
that's why I said tenacious,
someone, you know, that in that regards. But listen, let me move on the convo, because we've talked enough for about 5-10 minutes here. You know, what was the key today in beating Man City? Can everyone give their kind of like, you know, points of view of what was the key today? You know what I mean? I'll start off with you, Marcel. What was the key for you today in the way we beat Man City today?
Counter-attack football. Against the superior teams, like I've been saying for a little while, we have to play counter-attack. Against the inferior teams, we have to try and dominate the game and impose our style, which is the 3-1-6, or it's not. I don't want to say 3-1-6. It's the 3-2-5 now. That he tries to get 5 players into the forward line. He has one player that tries to gamble a lot more to get into the forward line, and one that stays and holds. And Amrabat coming, as he was purchased injured. As he's come into his own now, he's started to understand the system. He's even said it himself. He's just building more confidence. That City game, he was poor and he got hooked off in the second half and at half time. But we declined exponentially in that home game once Scott McTominay was in there, and that's when the goals started flooding left, right, and centre for City, and they grew stronger into the game. They got a fluky penalty or questionable penalty in the first half, but Amrabat was poor because he was purchased injured, first time playing as the lone 6 and all these kind of things. Even though he got ran left, right, and centre, but coming into the Premier League, needed more games, that sort of thing. It wasn't that he was run ragged and it was embarrassing and he's rubbish, because we've seen against Arsenal another superior side, and against City today another superior side, he can handle it once he builds himself into the Premier League. So he just needs more games, maybe, potentially. But I agree with Staffy in the sense of he's only just a squad player. You need someone that's way, way better than him to come in and really do that job. A Declan Rice or a bad man baller. But that comes in time within the process. So to have him part of the squad that knows Ten Hag's system is way superior than having a Casemiro. That's just your midfield situation there, sorted. But in terms of what about defense? I'll come to that. So you got, like what Michael said, you had your X factor Wan-Bissaka. Unfortunately, he's not going to last the test of time, because you need someone dynamic enough in the offensive game and the defensive game. You have Delo, who's doing that at right back, should be a right back. The predicaments of this season means you don't even have the option of a left back this season. How can we slate our Ten Hag for this in this world that he's living in? It's madness. So he needs to stay on so we can get him a world-class Lucas Hernandez, a world-class left back that can do the attacking behaviors and the defensive behaviors. What are we doing? Not giving him that opportunity. But anyway, so the defensive line, once he's got his back four, Musa, that you was talking about him doing so well, it's the back four. It's not the two players shielding in front of him. Yes, it is maybe because you've lost Fred, that dynamic legs, but you've seen, like what Staffy's saying to a degree, once he has the right combination of three in there, get rid of Scott, please, and get me a world-class box-to-box then. That would protect. That's another level of protection in that midfield three that he would be able to ascertain our world-class level that competes for first and second and gets you into Champions Leagues. So the back line, once he gets suitable footballers, again for me, Staffy, Varane's not his pick. So he most probably wants a player that's more centric with the passing attributes and all these kind of things later on into the process. He's had Martinez in there. Look how wonderful Martinez is as a footballer for his process. We've seen it when he comes in. The whole season hasn't had the opportunity to utilize him. Been injured the whole season, guys. Wake up. So
no, he's been actually most fit than anyone else in there. Don't do that. He's been probably more fit than anyone, like Shaw, Lisandro. He's been probably the most fit. Even Maguire, he's been more fit than Maguire.
He's saying Lisandro.
You're talking about?
Lisandro. You're talking about? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Lisandro or Varane?
No, I'm talking about Lisandro.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, so for me, it's just like the predicaments of the back four, the predicaments of the midfield. It's like we're just pretending they didn't exist. But regardless, when you're in this process, Ole kind of told you like this. You kind of have to play this. You have to accept that they're superior. And that's what Ole done. That's what like I've learned that's what Ole done. He told us that in that interview. He had to accept it. He played reductive, and then at some stage in your life, you have to, because we're Manchester United. The demand is to finish first or second. The demand is to win Champions League. You have to now move them into the halfway line and play from the halfway line. He tried to do it and couldn't do it because Ole doesn't really have a beautiful style of football that to work with. Whereas Ten Hag does. This whole season has been decimated. But anyway, the reason why we win this game is because Ten Hag finally done what I've been saying that he needs to do for the longest amount of time. When there's decimation upon you, play the reductive style, play the counter-attacking football, because it's our DNA. It's what we're born to do. It's in our blood. When you wear this badge, that's what you understand. Rush and attack the space in front of you.
Yeah. Griggs, you're gonna say something there. Big up, man.
Yeah, no, like when you asked the question, like, what was the reason? And I think for me, I've always said this about Erik ten Hag's football and stuff like that. I said it goes as far as his best players can take him, and I've always said the two best players in this football team, in my opinion, when it comes to like being the game changers, is Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. We saw it last year how much Marcus Rashford's the X factor helped Erik ten Hag get the points. He was basically our only goal outlet. And today, Marcus Rashford showed up. I think for me, he had his best performance of the season. He was tracking back really well. He kept his football simple. He was doing the short passes, one touch with Mainu or Dalo, whoever it was. The switch that we saw to Garnacho was absolutely a peach of beauty. And yeah, man, that's what you need. And Bruno Fernandes, that was the ultimate captain performance, captain leader. That's what he wrote the article yesterday in the Players Tribune. The one thing I always respect the players when they back their talk, and Bruno absolutely backed his talk from that article. He was absolutely immense today. Amazing performance. He did every single thing right. He didn't. The only thing you could say was that long shot that he had because he thought Ortega was off his line in the 90th plus minute, and that's just being nitpicking. To be honest, that's nothing too deep. You're just amazing, man. And then that pass for the second goal to Mainu, that's world class IQ. That's the highest level of intelligence. And I'm not gonna lie, I know Bruno's always talked about going deeper as his career progresses, kind of being like a deep line playmaker. I'm not gonna lie, I think this false nine role suits him a little bit better than maybe being a DLP. He really loves and playing with all these kind of top ballers. Garnacho next to him, Rashford, Kobe Mainu, and like Marcelo. I say Marcelo will probably say this: if we get better attackers that maybe be a little bit more on Bruno's wavelength, because sometimes I think these players aren't on his wavelength. I think Højlund, maybe that's why he struggled with Højlund all year. Maybe Højlund's not on his wavelength as maybe a Martial was back then. Maybe that's the case. If you get better players around him, I've always said it. Bruno gets better players around him, he'll look much better. That's why him and Paul Pogba had such a good relationship, because they were always on the same wavelength with each other. Ballers love playing with ballers. That's how it goes in football. And Bruno today, with the ballers around him, they all play together really well. There's your result: a win against the best club in football right now, in Manchester City, or at least one of the best in Manchester City. That's what it was. The best players showed up. When your best players show up, you have a great chance of winning. Bruno, Rashford, and of course Kobe Mainu, who is the franchise at the end of the day.
Yeah, now big up Grace. I know you got a jet
Yeah.
and Safi.
I'll catch you
Big
guys
up
later.
to you, man.
Going,
Yeah, man.
Man United, man. Let's get it.
Yeah,
Big
man,
up, everyone.
100%, man. And the fact that we're playing Europa League, I think it's good. Yeah, big up Staffy as well.
Yeah, like
I
the
think
video,
you-
guys. Like the video.
Yeah, man. Get to 1,000 likes, guys. Make sure you lot are liking the video. There's big up Lee Gunner for the raid as well. Black Cali says 10 Hag inside a tall man. Big up the panel. Yeah, big up to you, Black Cali. But you, man, Europa League, man. You know what I mean? We get Europa League. I think that's decent, man. I can't lie to you. I take Europa League rather than one game a week, man. I don't know if I could handle one game a week, man. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? It just get a bit boring, man. Europa
Boring,
League,
isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, chop it up, man. You know, Europa League, if you have a good squad, you'll take that. I mean, Marcel, come on, man. It's a competition we can win. We can win it, man.
It might be our only way into the Champions League.
Come on, man. We can win a competition. This is what I'm saying about you, Marcel. Why? We got Europa League.
No, I'm in the world of bigger picture thinking. If you're keeping Ten Hag, yes, this is a good thing because we have an idea.
So why is it good for Ten Hag and not for the new manager?
We have, yeah, but not for the new manager. He needs
why? Tell me why.
He needs time to embed his DNA. If he's doing that while he's got Thursday, Sunday, it's too much. Like, there's no time. It's recoveries. He's just doing recoveries every week and no training on the pitch. And he's got to deal with big, especially if it's McKenna, he's got to deal with the big egos. Has he really experienced that pressure? Like, there's too much for him to work with, in my opinion. In his first season, it could derail very quickly and the fans get on his back very quickly. And I don't know what our summer's looking like right now with all of that added on top of it. So I'm worried, is what I'm saying. Whereas if it's Ten Hag, I know Ten Hag has a plan. I know Ten Hag's gonna know who needs to go out, who needs to come in. And like I there's more of a direction that we can go in. We understand Ten Hag's weaknesses, but they will progress into strengths the longer he stays. Like we know there's a stronger feeling of I know the devil that we have currently, not the devil that we're potentially going to take on. So why would you want to give him Thursday, Sundays? It's just too much for him to deal with currently right now. It's good that we're in the Europa League, yes, but well, where are we as a football club right now? Yes, I still want Ten Hag, but I'm
guys.
I'm Man United first. I'm Man United first. I'm not Man United first. If Ten Hag has to go, he has to go. But
listen. Marcel, can I challenge you? I'm big up. By the way, big up Memphis Depay, man. Sing with me, champion, ole ole, ole ole. Come on, I big up Memphis Depay, man. Thank you very much. You know what it is for me though? I think when you have a big squad, which I think United will have another big squad next season. I don't know if they'll get rid of players. It's a time for opportunity for young players to come through. You got squad players to play in there. You know, you can rotate. Also, it can be a route for the Champions League. Do you think
Ten
next
Hag
season
won't do that? Ten Hag won't do that. That's why it's worse.
Well, hopefully he's not here for my sake.
No, it's worse to have European football with Eric Ten Hag because Eric Ten Hag will just play.
But he's a cup manager. He's a cup manager.
No, Eric Ten Hag has shown us that even with European competition, he will only play his 15 to 16 set of players.
Because
so it's even worse to have it with him.
He rotated a fair amount in the FA Cup in the Carabao Cup this year. To be honest, that third round game against Crystal Palace, he most of the early cup games
but that was
he did
his
rotate
injuries.
a lot.
That's obviously that's the injuries, but it's shown
he's
when
learned from
got
that this year, and he can go into the next season trusting more of his squad.
How
do you know that? How do you know
why?
that?
Because the way he dropped Diallo today, he just for me, Ten Hag.
He's just playing one of your most trusted players in the biggest game of the season.
He won't put his best foot forward. Like he sat up today again, and this is what I said, and I said to you, Saeed, as well.
Yeah.
We've gone 10 years without winning anything. So I get when Marcel's saying we got to trust the process, we got to get behind the manage, we got to be patient, we got to understand that sometimes we might take 2 steps back to take a few more forward. But you have to put your best foot forward so that we can believe in this process and where we're going. For me, with Eric Ten Hag and what he's doing now, it just shows me that he's going to go back to default setting. He's a very stubborn guy. The situation that Eric Ten Hag finds himself now is not his ideal situation. We know what his ideal situation and what it looks like. And it's going through Rashford, is making him his ideal player. Eric Ten Hag has lost his job to me on the basis of his relationship with Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. That's how I believe. Because he's never got to the point, because I like Bruno and I don't let Bruno go in it. But I feel like no matter what happens, Eric Ten Hag has set up to kind of build everything around Rashford and play around Rashford. And even how we played today, we went back to how we played last year. Hard to break down, hard to score against, ball over the top to Rashford, and he gives you problems. He went back to being the focal point. And when you do that, you get Rashford scoring a lot of goals, but the overall team don't score a lot of goals. And that's the problem that happens. And I just feel like, and I don't think even he's a bad manager, I just feel like the pressure that's come on him at Man United has made him do things that he normally wouldn't do. And I think that he'll go on to still have a good career. But I just feel like next season with Erik ten Hag, you might as well call it his first season. He still needs another 3 years after that.
No, but the thing is that this is why they're going to think about his job this week, because if they do give him one more year, they'll have to give him a new deal halfway through the season. So that's why they're going to think about this very, very carefully. You know, and I'm glad
as a fan base, they'll say we can't be on him next year. If Erik ten Hag stays, as a fan base, because of he's back and forth, playing one way the first season, trying to play a totally different type of football the second, not being able to do it, reverting back to his style that he played last year in his last 4 games, and then starting a new season, we're going to have to be patient. We can't see Erik ten Hag stay on next season, and then he starts reverting back to his old type of football. We might lose a couple games and everyone's saying get rid of it. No,
but that's what they're going to ask him.
We can't. We're going to have to stick with it. We have to stick with it if we keep it.
Black Cali says, question for the panel: what signing is mandatory for next season? Also, big up Javi Simmons on the panel as well. Yeah, big up, man. CK, what's for you? Mandatory signing next season. What's a mandatory signing for you?
There's a lot of positions that are mandatory for me. I think center back, obviously, with Varane and probably Maguire and probably Johnny Evans leaving. We need at least 2 center backs for sure. And we've seen, Lisandro Martinez, I think, has gotten really unlucky with a couple impact injuries this season, but we still need cover for him as well. Backup striker, or just another striker that can play equal amount of games as Højlund, because he's still 20, he's about to be 22. He can't lead the line for Manchester United at that age. He's still very raw. I think he's going to be a great player, but we've seen when he's come out of the team a little bit and actually had some rest and he comes back in, then he plays a lot better than he's been playing. So I think those 2 positions are big. And then as well as a defensive midfielder, someone that, is really top of their class in that 6th position to both improve the physical flooring and allow Kobbie Mainoo to get farther forward a little bit too and express himself truly, because we've seen as he's gotten into this all action kind of left center mid role how he can both be really, really amazing in the build-up in the first phase, connect the play in the second phase, and finish moves off in the third phase. So we need to allow him to, be that best version of himself and a partner like an Amadou Onana, like a Humblin from Sporting, can just be that rock next to him and allow him to, be this generational talent that he is.
Yeah, 100%, man. I think we need some top signs, but I think most of it comes down to selling players, man. You know what I mean? But what do we need? Oh, listen, we need a lot, man. We need a lot, man. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we need
back for sure, though. That left back.
But I can't believe we're letting go of Varane, man. I'm just pissed off. Look at Varane's performance today, man.
Nah, Varane is bro, and he loves this club so much,
he
bro.
The way
man. I think he wants to go somewhere where he's gonna play a lot more, though.
Yeah. I've given Martinez a lot of shit, but today Martinez.
See what Pep Guardiola said.
Martinez shut me up today. Like I'm willing to admit that.
Today or midget, just in general?
That little midget can actually defend. He can
respect his name, man.
No, like I saw something today that just I was like, you know what? I've maybe I've not been wrong, but I've been wrong. This guy jumped and headed the ball above Haaland.
Bro, look at this, man.
When I saw that, I'm like, yeah, Martinez, you have my respect. So I enjoyed watching him today.
Look at this, man. Yeah, Lisandro is top 5 centre backs in the world. He made a difference on this game by playing passes through our defense. Put some respect on this guy's name, man.
No. He used to be a 6, though, Saeed. He used to be a 6.
Yeah. He was a failed midfielder in my
So you man have said he can't do the 6 role no more.
I don't think he can.
He's a failed midfielder.
He can't run like that.
He can't run. I don't think he's mobile.
He doesn't
like
have the
that.
mobility to play.
No.
Yeah,
He
but
has got
important
mobility.
when it comes to important signings, the most important signing for us is a manager, in my opinion. Get this guy out of here. Like I don't even want the dust to settle. I want the dust to be up when they tell him to get out of here. Like, I need him to go. Like Ten Hag, if he stays, I don't think I can watch another United match. He needs to go. We need a proper manager who will actually coach. Again, I say we are where we are now in spite of the manager rather than because of him. Like we want, like that I've been saying this. We need a proper manager. That's the most important signing. We need a ball playing center back. None of these Todibo. Todibo is I don't think he's good. Like if we're replacing Varane, I think we actually need like a more proven. I say I don't know how possible it is, but go to Liverpool and try convince Konate, or go to Real Madrid and try convince Militao.
Yeah.
We have the money. Like I know people say, "Oh, let's not make like huge name signings." I think we still need huge name signings. We're Manchester United at the end of the day. Go to Real Madrid and say, "Hey, Militao, I'm gonna give you this amount of money. You come."
Militao's injuries, man. Can't lie. I wouldn't take Militao right now.
I would take Militao, man. I would take him. Like,
would you not take Militao? I'm not sure about Militao.
I'll take Militao.
It's way too much money. That's gonna be
way too much money,
100 million.
But
I
believe we still have to come on. Like
Nah,
I don't think we can build. Look at what Chelsea tried it again. I know they still finished above us, but we need. I think we actually still need those high profile signings, like and also, but more of the the signings that for the future. But we still need a few high profile signings. I say again, keep Cass. But we still need two midfielders. I say we need two technically gifted midfielders. CK, I was gonna tell you too. I actually went back. I watched a lot of Brantwaite's matches. I would say again, I don't see why we should get him, but he's a good backup. I would say he's a good backup for for Martinez. So kudos to you on that for picking it out. I don't still agree on Onana. I don't think he's good enough for Manchester United, from what I've seen anyway. But I'll still go back and rewatch his matches again. We need a striker, obviously. We definitely need a striker. For me, I would say let's not go in for Olisa. I think he's an unnecessary signing for this window at least. Stick with Ahmad. Ahmad has shown us that he's good enough, so stick with him. But yeah, I think we need two technically gifted midfielders. And we obviously need a left back. We need at least one centre back, ball playing centre back who can play with Lisandro Martinez. And yeah, like Wan-Bissaka has showed that he can step in for maybe 1 or 2 games. But in the long run, we still need a right back. But yeah, I would say one midfielder. We need a left back. We need a new manager. We need 2 midfielders. Yeah, I think that's a striker.
Yeah. Big up Masood says Saeed couldn't get on today, but I'll definitely come on one day. Would you man swap Arsenal's last 2 years with ours last year under Eric Ten Hag? Jeez, man. Listen, Arsenal needs to hold that, man, because at the end of the day, yeah, them, man, we've got 2 trophies in 2 years. They've got a couple of title runs, man. You know what I mean? And what's it shown, man? You get me? So we've had another better season than Arsenal. You know what I mean? So hold tight, Arsenal, but we're going to be shameless, man. You get me? And it's actually factually correct. Again, we've had a better season than Arsenal. You know, we've won a trophy and we move. You know what I mean? Marcel, you agree with that? Better season than Arsenal?
Of course, trophies is what makes history at the end of the day. In terms of the players, I'm going to talk about the type of footballer that we need. So just quickly on what Musa was saying, though, Martinez, I think, is capable of playing the 6, but in this compact situation that, like we've just seen in the final, where there's not much space for him to cover. And maybe Casemiro could do it, but honestly, we just don't need him at the football club anymore. Honestly, it just really shouldn't. He just shouldn't be here at the football club anymore. What we've seen in the Premier League, what it demands, and then when we finally open out into the 3-2-5, it's just not. You just don't want him here in the Premier League, in my opinion. But the type of footballer we need in the 9 position is someone like Harry Kane, or Bruno with the false 9 today was really good in terms of his pressing ability, but you want someone. I think Ivan Toney could maybe do it because they hold the ball, they create plays, and they score goals. You know, and they know what positions, when to be and where to be, especially in the attacking phase. So an Ivan Toney, a Harry Kane-esque footballer, it takes a little bit pressure of it always being Rashford to create and score the goals in these kind of systems, in Ten Hag's counter attack, in Ten Hag's style last season, where it was very reductive, or this Ole Ball-esque, is Rashford, it's individual brilliance.com. When it's like that, you need a never great striker. You need world-class nine. You need it. And then even in Ten Hag's system, where he's got a lot of pressing, in Højlund needs to mature and become a complete nine. So if he has someone ahead of him, like Ivan Toney, who can create plays and make plays, hopefully that rubs off on him a little bit and he becomes a better nine. In terms of the six, you need a Kante-esque six, because they're going to be on their own. They have to be able to do the job on their own, like Kante. I think João Neves from Benfica looks like someone that's got that ability to him. And then there's a Fofana, the French guy called Fofana, who's able to play by himself, but his ability to create plays from deep, like a Neves, like a Ruben Neves, he's very creative. He's a deep lying playmaker type, but it doesn't look like someone that's got a lot of legs to him, like Kante. So you need a blend of those two footballers, which kind of ends up as a João Neves. You need someone to mitigate for Kobe's lack of legs, or dynamic running, explosive, eccentric running anyway from Kobe. He's more relaxed, it's beautiful, it's graceful. He's not very sprinty everywhere. And then Bruno, just let Bruno do what he does, control to a degree, I guess, or running everywhere, putting out fires and taking the high risks in a beautiful way. Then in the back line, Varane's gone because he's never available, and Varane's gone because he's not great at making the plays. The reason why Guardiola is saying that Martinez is so good is because he's able to, we want our playmakers in the defensive line now. That's how it's going to be, especially if you end up getting the world-class players. Ten Hag wants to play on the halfway line, so you want your playmakers to be on the halfway line, breaking down the banks of four, or breaking down the opposition's team, and being able to do the rest defense with speed. Todibo looks like the brilliant player for that. He looks like he can drive with the ball. He looks like a greedy defender, by the way. I'm using Tuchel's terminology, but you want greedy defenders because they're going to help retain. They're going to help suffocate their opponent. They're going to help keep the ball in the opposition's half, because they're very greedy. They're anticipating the opportunity to snap the ball and then start their attack again. That's what you want. That's what Ten Hag's been talking about in terms of stepping in. So, Martinez has naturally got that, and he's got that natural dog in him anyway. So, and he can break down banks of four with his passing ability. And then you need somebody else that can drive the ball, be greedy as well next to him, and he's got the speed. That looks like Todibo for me, or Euro. Yeah. There's a centre back called Euro as well.
Euro from
He can break down banks of four. He's got the legs as well. Another fantastic centre back. Even that from Fulham, that's on a free. That's on a free. Again, we need floor raisers. So I would keep Evans because we're in a predicament. But once you lose that inferior Lindelof, who's weak and frail, Maguire, who can't play on the halfway line, you need floor raisers. Yabaro looks like a floor raiser, and it's on a free. Bring him in. Wan-Bissaka unfortunately can't do both sides of the game at the higher level. So unfortunately, he goes. If you had luxury, then you'd keep him, I think, because you're going to play against a top level opposition, and then you're going to give him the job and do the job, please. We need you to shut this player off. So maybe you do want to keep Wan-Bissaka. If I would, because when you get to the higher levels, the opponent's going to have a world-class left winger, and you're going to need someone to shut him off. I don't think Delo can do that. Yes, he's got the great balance of both sides of the game, but he's just, in terms of that 10 out of 10 defensive work, he just doesn't have it. Then on the left side, Luke Shaw is a left centre-back for me now. We might as well convert him into a left centre-back or sell him. He doesn't seem like he's available.
You can't sell him. He's on a big contract, man. Oh, shit. Tosin Adebayo agreed a deal. Newcastle move. Is that breaking news or just what you just
sure?
I don't know, but if I could just finish on that. So Luke Shaw is like left centre back. That's what he should be, and he should only be a left centre back. It's not that he's not good enough for a left back, but it's just too much on his body. Forget it. I've seen him do a great job on Haaland, and if him and Martinez can share that position, he's also someone that can break down the banks of the four and be the playmaker from on the halfway line. And then get me a world class Gareth Bale-esque, Lucas Hernandez-esque left back that can do the dynamic running up and down all day long, breeze past players, and then get back in defense on rest defense. Get me a world-class left back, please. I don't want Luke Shaw's not been world-class enough. Malacia, unfortunately, looks like his body's broken down completely. I don't know how his recovery is going to be. So that's that. And then Garnacho needs competition. Even Mainu needs competition. He's too young to say you're going to play him for another 50 games next season. He needs competition. Yeah. Garnacho needs competition. They need, which is Ahmad, actually, by the way. Keep Ahmad. There's no way you should not be keeping Ahmad. No. Ahmad and Garnacho maybe compete for the right-hand side or just the front line. Bring in Olise to compete for it. Rashford is always a player that's a season on, season off. If you want to keep going down that route, maybe keep him. We saw the tears, we saw the passion. I'm so chop and change with Rashi because I love him, but it's like you just don't want to show up sometimes. It's madness. And you're wearing the 10 on your back. You're wearing Rooney's old shirt. A man that showed up again and again and again. So, make your mind up, Rashi, what you want to do. Otherwise, we just sell you and we get a hungrier footballer that just wants to put stellar performance in every single week, 3 times a week. So that's on Rashford. But, Bruno is Bruno. This is a world-class footballer for me, guys. You got to keep him, in my opinion. And then, Scott has to go, unfortunately, or you keep him as a squad member. If he's happy to do that role.
Bruno, we might get if we get a bid for Bruno, 100 million. Are you selling him?
No, he's a 200 million pound player.
200 million. Damn. 200 million is like Mbappe and these guys. You think he's on that level?
Yes.
Marcel, how can you talk good football? You actually pinpoint the players that we need.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Marcel, how can you pinpoint the players that we actually need? Then you say this.
Wow. No, please, guys.
Because it's the truth.
Please, Marcel, don't do this to yourself, man.
Marcel, please.
I'm not doing anything.
On the same level as Mbappe
Marcel,
and
please,
that
I'm not. He's in that stratosphere, Saeed. The word that you're using makes it seem like he's right there. But he's in the same stratosphere. He's definitely. Once you get players around him, he becomes in the For me, Modric is not there yet, but he's in that stratosphere of midfielder where it's like they're able to conduct.
Modric, what are you doing? No, hold on a minute.
Don't
compare Modric to Bruno Fernandes, please.
He's there.
Are you saying? No, hold on a minute. But nobody cut me off because I want to. Please, are you saying Modric and Bruno Fernandes are in the same kind of stratosphere? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, they can talk to each other about football. Yes. I don't know what.
That's crazy, man. Modric is like top 3. He has an argument for top 3 midfielder ever.
No, he doesn't.
How does he not? Ballon d'Or winner.
There's so many more. Let's not do. It's not.
Modric is an all-time. What he's done with his national team, he's single-handedly taken his national team to a Champions League final or a World Cup final.
Oh my God!
World Cup
swear down.
Back-to-back years.
We might have to end the stream, man.
That's crazy, bro. I love Bruno. Bruno.
My days, man.
Could never say that. He will never be able to chat to Luka Modric ever in his life.
We're gonna get clipped up, man. We're gonna get clipped up. Marcel, you're gonna get clipped up, man.
Ten Hag in. Like you can't tell me Bruno can chat to Modric.
You can.
Come on, man. Why?
Guys, man, shall we end the stream?
Marcel, I have a question. Like I have 2 questions actually.
No, there's no question, man. Where can we go after this?
No, this is different.
It's finished.
Like,
Marcel,
what he said was just blasphemous. But 2 questions. The first one is, Marcel, are you trolling?
I don't do that. I don't do trolling. You guys know this. I don't do trolling, man. This is nonsense.
Is generational, man.
Okay. My second question. So, I agree with the players that you said we should bring in, except Todibo anyway. But I agree with the players. But I have just be honest with yourself. And again, I hope one day.
I'm always honest with myself.
Just wait. Again, I hope me and you have a proper conversation one day. But be honest with yourself. Those players you mentioned, do you think giving them to Ten Hag would actually make us better next season? Just be honest with you.
He will win the Premier League and Champions League within his tenure at Manchester United Football Club. If you let him work his process,
with what style of play?
Champions League.
With what style of play?
With his style of, with the turnovers, with his build up, if he gets better players for rest defense, if he gets better players for ball regains, his style of football is very suffocating. He needs players with high energy and a smart IQ, and the creative freedom to make the right decisions in certain moments. Yeah, he can do it. You just give him the better tools for what he wants to create. It's very simple for me. It's not difficult at all. But right now, we've had poor decision makers above Ten Hag in terms of purchasing talent. It's very simple. But I don't know.
What about Zidane? Zidane is the same level as Zidane?
Who?
Bruno Fernandes?
No, of course not.
So what? I would say Modric has a conversation with Zidane.
But to be fair, they don't play the same position.
No, I know, but like if you're talking about all-time midfielders, you can say Modric. Isn't that like you can call those names together? Not Bruno Fernandes.
Easily.
Come on.
Well, CK said top 3, and for me, he's not top 3. But
he has an argument.
All time's a whole.
He's definitely top 5.
All time is like a whole different stratosphere. Zidane's definitely there. Bruno's not there. I would say Modric is not there. I'm sure I can think of way more names all time. Way more names than a Modric in the coming.
No, Modric is top 5. Modric
top 5 ever.
Sure. Modric is top 5.
Easily.
Let me go away and think about that. I'm not ready to give him top 5. No way.
To me, I would even say Modric is better than Kroos, in my opinion. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Kroos is a quality player.
Kroos is right there too.
Stretching it, but Zidane and even the fact to even mention Zidane is madness as well. Anyway, that's just crazy. Zidane's gone clear of both of those two footballers. Gone clear, but. All time, Modric.
Listen.
We're getting into that's a stretch.
We're getting into mad territory. Let me get the last super chats and then wrap it.
All day long.
Yeah, man. I can't believe what I heard, man. I swear down. I'm still in shock, man. I'm still in shock myself, man. You still have time to retract your statement, you know. You still have time, man.
No, I will go one further. Keep Bruno and Ten Hag at the club and will win Premier League and Champions Leagues.
He's trolling. Saeed is trolling.
He's trolling.
Last super chat here. Marcel, I'm sorry, why are you smoking? Over 25 trophies, Ballon d'Or, one of the best ever, played over 12 years in the best club in the world. There you go.
That's maybe part of the reason why I don't want to discredit his work. So I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there. But it's like when you're it's a team. This is a team football game. So if you're part of the best, like there's going to be a player part of that team that's going to achieve something mad in comparison to another footballer, if that makes sense. That's a real thing. And then there's bits in between that statement that I'm making there, in the sense of he's going to have a mad cabinet, but that doesn't discredit another footballer that doesn't have a mad cabinet that also could have exceptional amount of ability. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it doesn't make sense. We're gonna hold it.
Doesn't.
Listen, guys, big up Marcel though. Thank you for coming on. Like I said, emergency streams, you were there. So I gave you your time. You know what I'm saying to you? Big up to you as always. Big up to Nadu. Listen, always supporting the channel. Big up to you as always. And big up State of Footy, CK. Make sure you follow him. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you like the video, people, man. Please like the video. It's been an amazing season for us on the channel. Not obviously amazing on the football pitch, but we got a trophy in the end. So I want to thank everyone for supporting the channel. Whether you like the video, whether you subscribe to the channel, whether you are a member. We've got so many members on the channel. You know what I mean? So make sure you lot, you know what I mean, keep supporting, keep showing faith. And yeah, man, we keep the content rolling. Tomorrow, there'll be content out there tomorrow as well. And then, yeah, man, we keep the ball rolling, man. Big up to everyone who's locked in. Forget the last part of the video. And then we've had a good video. You know what I'm saying to you? But Beagle, like the video. We're going to raid Nuruddin. He's live, Nuruddin. Go and check his channel, United Real Therapy. Spanish chat, Saeed TV raid. And make sure you sub to him, man. He's nearly getting to 10K. We're out.